this is Nadia with Everything Stitching, and in this video I'm going to show you guys how to make these amazing vinyl zipper pouches or bags, whatever you want to call it. This one in particular, I made it a 12 by 12, but you are more than welcome to use my pattern to make it bigger or smaller depending on what you're wanting to use it for. So this one's really good size for pens and rulers and, you know, office type supplies or sewing type supplies. But I'm actually going to be making a bigger one, maybe like a 18 by 18, and do it with soccer ball patterned fabric, and that way my daughter can use it for soccer practice. So that'll be a lot of fun. But this one I did a kitty fabric, and then the back is just this cute little blue quilted fabric. So feel free to get some coffee, sit down, watch this with me, and then make it and let me know what patterns you guys used and what sizes you guys used. And feel free to also comment below and let me know if you guys want me to sew or crochet anything differently, and I will go ahead and get those videos started for you guys as well. Now let's get stitching. Okay, so to get started on this project, you are going to need a 12 by 12 square fabric, and then I also did a 12 by 12 interfacing that I already ironed onto it, and then a 12 by 12 for the back side of it as well. So you're going to need two pieces of fabric that are 12 by 12, and then a interfacing that is 12 by 12, and then go ahead and iron those together. And then what we're going to do is a quick a quick quilting type pattern just to hold all these pieces together. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I'm thinking I'm going to do them on a diagonal instead of straight up and down on this one. So I'm just going to go diagonally a few times just to kind of hold these together. Then after that, I'm going to show you what the next step is, which is going to be attaching the zipper to the vinyl and cutting out the zipper, I guess you would say zipper strips. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this first, and then we're going to work on cutting out the vinyl, the zipper strips, and attaching the zipper to the vinyl. And then we attach the vinyl to this, and then we're going to put our binding around the outside, and then we're done. So it's another quick and easy fun project. I will meet you back here and we'll get started on the vinyl portion. Okay, so now that I have this all quilted, and then I cut out my vinyl. This vinyl I got at Walmart. It's the medium weight from Walmart, and honestly it's a little too thin. I wish it was a little bit stiffer than this, but it'll be easy to sew on, so it's not bad. So I cut that 12 by 12, took care of that, and then I cut out two strips that are 2 inches by 12 inches. Okay, and then I got my zipper that I want to use, and you want your zipper to just be longer than 12 inches. Okay, so as long as it's longer, then you're good to go. I don't even know, this one is probably like a 20 or whatever. I would just buy bigger zippers, that way it's always going to work for whatever project I'm doing. And what you're going to want to do is sew your zipper, so you have the good side of your zipper right here to the good side of your fabric, right? So that way when you flip it, it's going to look really nice. Then after you do that, you're going to get your other fabric strip, and you're also going to do the exact same thing where you're going to do good to good, right? And then after we do that, we're going to start putting things together. So I'm going to meet you guys by the sewing machine right now and get these strips sewn together. Okay, so now we're at the sewing machine, and basically what I'm going to do is sew my zipper onto my strip with, like I said before, the good side to the good side, right? Like this. And then when we flip it, it's going to be all ironed in nicely. Now, because it's a pink zipper, and you might actually want that color to show, you may not want to sew your material so close to the zipper right here. You may actually purposely want to go a bit away from it so your zipper shows for fashion, right? Unless you don't want to, but actually on this one I do. So I'm not going to sew right up against it like you normally would. I'm going to sew back maybe like 1/8 of an inch or something, just so that way it shows up, or 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you guys back at the board and show you what to do next. So now what I've done is I've sewn my zipper onto my 2 strips, and then I got my clear vinyl and I just quickly clipped them towards the top of where we're going to attach our zipper and our zipper strips. Okay, so now you can't really do right side to right side of the vinyl, right? But basically it's going to be the right side of your zipper, and then attach it to your vinyl. That way when we fold it over, it's going to be a nice seam right there. So that's what we're doing right now. So I am going to go to the sewing machine and sew down this, and then we'll meet back here and I'll show you the next step from here. Meanwhile, during all of this, I've had the zipper go past this point for a reason. That way this part of my zipper is not over here and in the way, and that way you're not like having a hard time making a straight stitch with this in the way. That's why I kind of do that. And then once we actually attach it to the rest of the bag, we make sure we move the zipper back here, so that way we can cut this straight off. And then our zipper was sewn on very straight. Okay, so I'm going to meet you guys back here and show you the next step. So I sewed the vinyl onto the zipper and the strips. Now the next step is to straight stitch or top stitch on top of this to hold this down, right? So that's going to be our next step. So I'm going to meet you at the sewing machine for that step. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is just do a top stitch of our fabric to our vinyl, and that will hold this part down. The thick, well, not thicker, but the better quality of vinyl, the easier it is to sew on. Okay, that's Cashew pushing the camera. But like I said, I got this one from Cashew, please. I got this one from move the camera away from him. From Walmart, and the quality of this one's not the greatest, so it's a little trickier to sew with, to be completely honest, but you know what? It was really cheap. And when you're doing like a ton of projects and having fun, like you could stand to cheap out on certain things and then just kind of work with it. Okay, so that's done. And we have our zipper sewn on to our vinyl. And now the next part is going to be attaching this to our fabric portion of the bag. And then we're getting close to being done. Okay, so here we are. This is our fabric piece. Here's the back of it. And I decided to go with kitties on kitties. You can also do the opposite, and that would be really cute. And then when you're looking at the back of it, you'll see the kitties. But I'm gonna go this route. And so what I'm gonna do right now is pin all the way around, attaching the vinyl to our back fabric. Then once it's all pinned, then we're going to do a huge basting stitch on our sewing machine to just hold it in place, especially with this vinyl on here. Now, before we do that, make sure that you move your zipper head like over here, so it's actually inside of your project, because that's super important. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, get this all basted, and then I'll meet you back over here. And at that point, we're going to go ahead and cut off all the excess vinyl that's going to be on there once it's fit, and then the excess zipper. But do not cut anything off until you're basted on. Okay, so now that I've got the vinyl sewed on and our zipper part sewed on, see how I moved the zipper over here? So it actually is functional. Okay, so now we got to lay it down on our sewing board, and we're going to cut off all the excess. Ooh. What? Okay, we're gonna do that side elsewhere. Let's turn it this way. We're gonna cut off all the excess vinyl and the excess fabric, threads, and then we're gonna make our way around and also cut off the excess zipper also. And yes, I know I still haven't replaced the rotary blade, and I keep using it and I still haven't replaced it. I'm well aware that it's my fault that it's acting up. And then flip that down. Okay. Excuse me for getting myself in the way. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, that's why. Make sure you move your zipper, huh? Okay. So now that we have it all trimmed up, we are now going to get our binding, and we're going to sew our binding all the way around our bag. Okay, so like I said, the next step is going to be sewing on our binding around our entire bag. And what I'm going to use is just double folded 1-inch bias tape. I have it in black and it just matches everything, but you're more than welcome to make your own out of the fabric that you're using or whatever bias tape you already have, anything like that. So I am going to go the easy route of just sewing both sides on at the same time versus one side and then flipping it. Because this is supposed to be easy peasy. So I got it on there, and I'm just going to get started and go around my bag. And I made sure to switch it out so I have black thread for the top stitch and for the bobbin as well. And then when you get to the corner, it's nice if you're able to keep your needle down and then fold it so that way it's going to be a nice corner gather, and it'll look really nice and professional if you do it that way. So got that. And then you just sew and backstitch a bit to make sure we are on there. And that way it doesn't come apart, because those corners can be a bit tricky. So just make your way around your whole entire bag with your binding, and then we will meet back and check out our finished product. Now here's our bag all finished with the bias tape around it. And I think it's super fun and cute. And like, it took us, what, a couple hours to make this? I think that your kids would have fun with it if you want to make it for them or for yourself. You can use it for sewing stuff. school stuff. I mean, really anything. And it's really cool because it has this clear vinyl side right here. That way you can actually see what you're putting in it. And then the back side of it is whatever really cute fabric you end up using. So it's a lot of fun to make, super easy. And you can bust these out and make so many of them for gifts, for yourself, for your kids, for your neighbors, for your kids' teachers. I mean, seriously, anyone. So it's really fun and enjoyable. And I hope you guys had a blast making it with me. I will leave some information in the description of dimensions and everything. And I will also have the pattern on my Etsy shop as usual. So feel free to check that out. And please like and subscribe because, as I always say, I have many more really fun videos coming. See you guys next time.